All right, guys, good morning. This is the first time you will have digital copies of your notes. You will no longer have the hard copies. If you'd like, you can print them off at home and again, just do like we have been doing, or you can do them right on your iPad, right on the PDF. So, right now, you should have this sheet of paper on your iPad or print it off, and also the video of us going through it so you can follow along. So you might have to have the video playing on one screen and kind of do a side-by-side screen, one of the worksheet and one of us doing it together. Or if you print it off, you can have the video playing while you're doing it. But this is page 313. So also on the distance ed module, you should have a file that you have this exact same blank one. So it does say do the solving on a work page. We're going to try to fit it in here. Again, I encourage you to show all your work so we can see where you make a mistake if you do so. The more you can write, the better your equations will be and the easier it should be to solve. Okay, so Kara and Mike are practicing throwing a frisbee. Kara's just learning. She's not very good at it yet. Obviously, those two things don't even need to be in there. So you can go ahead and cross those lines out. Kara can only throw the frisbee half as far as Micah, so that's important. When they are added together, the total is 45 yards, so that's also important. How far can Micah throw a frisbee? All right, so off the side here, I'm going to put a little note that X is going to be Micah's distance. Again, a lot of us forgot to include this last time. So that's Micah. And Kara can throw it half as far. So if Micah is X, Kara would be 1/2 X. So now we're going to add those two things together. X plus 1/2 X equals total of 45. So now we have to add those two things together. What is 1x plus 1/2 x? Remember, this means 1 over 1, and I need a common denominator. So I'm going to do 2 over 2. So 2 plus 1 is 3 over 2x equals 4 over 5. And maybe you knew that it was 3 over 2 or 1.5 when I said what is 1 plus 1/2. Okay, so 1.5 or 3 over 2 mean the same thing. So what's the opposite of multiplying by 3 over 2 times x? I'm going to divide by 3 over 2, which is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal, times 2/3. Cancel, cancel. I'm going to figure out what x is. 45 times 2 is 90 divided by 3. 90 divided by 3 is 30. Or maybe you saw that you can cross cancel. 3 goes into 45 15 times. 15 times 2 is 30. Either way, you need to get to 30. Now I need to go back to my original equation. How far did Micah throw it? Well, Micah is X, so Micah threw it 30 yards. How far did Kara throw it? Kara threw it half as far as Micah. So what's half of 30 yards? Should be 15 yards. Okay, number 2, the barbells used for the gym. For heavy lifting, come in different weights. Okay, we know that. We don't need to know that for the problem, however. First barbell is 1/3 of the weight of the second, so that's going to be important. Plus 25. The combination weights, the combined weight, is 225 pounds. How much does each barbell weigh? Okay, so you have two barbells. Barbell 1 and barbell 2. And I need to find the weights of both of them. Okay, so the first barbell is 1/3 of the weight of the second plus 25. So we're going to say barbell 2 is X because it doesn't say how much barbell 2 weighs. The first barbell is 1/3 of the weight, so 1/3 of X plus 25. Plus 25. So barbell 2 is X, barbell 1 is 1/3 X plus 25. So I'm going to add those together. X plus 1/3 X plus 25 equals 225. Now I'm going to combine my x's. We did a whole worksheet on this last Wednesday, I believe it was. What's 1 plus 1/3? Okay, and if you can't see it, get a common denominator of 3. 3 plus 1, 4/3 x plus 25 is 225. So when I asked you what 1 plus a third was, it should be 1 and a third. Leave it as an improper, 4/3. Okay, now I have the x by itself. That's fine. I got to get rid of the plus 25. How do I get rid of a plus 25? I'm going to subtract. So I get 4/3 x equals 225 minus 25 is 200. And now I'm on the exact same spot I was here. I'm going to divide by this number or multiply by the reciprocal. Divide by this number or multiply by the reciprocal. Multiply by the reciprocal. So you could take 200 times 3 divided by 4. I like to cross cancel, so it's smaller numbers. 4 goes in 250 times. So 50 times 3 is 150. Okay, now that is barbell 2. So barbell 2 weighs 150 pounds. Okay, barbell 1 is a third of 150. So what's 150 divided by 3? It's 50 plus 25. 50 plus 25 is 75 pounds. Notice they add up to 225. Okay, final question, number 3. Trina is a quarter of the age of her grandfather, minus less 5 years. Their combined age is 45. Okay, so we have Grandpa and we have Trina. Again, I need to write down variables for them. I have no idea how old Grandpa is, so I'm going to call him X. Trina is a fourth of her grandpa, so a fourth of X minus 5. Now I'm going to add those two together to get 95, so X plus 1/4 X minus 5. That's just those two things added together equals 95. What's X plus a fourth? Okay, 1 and a fourth, right? You can make it improper. If you can't see it, you need a common denominator. 4 plus 1 is 5/4. X minus 5 equals 95. Opposite of minus 5, add 5. 95 plus 5 is 100. Okay, now I'm on the exact same spot as I was the last two problems. I'm going to divide by 5/4 or multiply by 4/5. Multiply by 4/5. Cross cancel again. 5 goes into 100 20 times. 20 times 4 is 80. So how old is Grandpa? Grandpa is 80 years old. Okay, again, I can plug it in here, or I could know, you know what? They got to add up to 95. Either one's going to give me the same answer. A fourth of 80 is 20 minus 5 is 15. Or 80 plus what is 95? So Grandpa is 80. Trina is 15. All right, now also, that's it for the notes, guys. Also on your Canvas, you should see this assignment. 2 pages, 638, 639 again. You can print it off, take a picture, submit it like you have been, or you can just do your work right on this PDF with your pencil on your iPad and then submit it. Either way, make sure you're showing your work. Okay, we're going to go over one of these from activity 2. It doesn't really matter which one we would do, but it does say work each problem starting at the circled part. So somewhere here, and then it says fix a mistake. So somewhere here they made a mistake. Okay, somewhere. So let's talk about number 1. So we're going to start here. They made a mistake because 1/2 X plus X. So what's 1 plus 1/2? Should be 1.5 X or 3/2 X. They did 2X plus 2 equals 32. I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. And then I'm going to divide by this number or multiply by the reciprocal. So times 2/3. Times 2/3. And I get X equals, how many times does 3 go into 30? Okay, that would be 10. 10 times 2 is 20. There's the answer for number 1. We fixed their mistake. Here was where the mistake was located. And we solved it. 2 parts to that problem. Okay, let's look at this one. Somewhere here there's a mistake. So just like all the other ones we've done in our notes, we got to divide by 4/3 or multiply by 3/4. What did they multiply by? Not 3/4. They forgot to flip it over. So you need to take this one and this one times 3/4. And I'm going to get x equals whatever 68 times 3/4 is. Go ahead and cross cancel that so you got some smaller numbers to do. Okay, second page, I'm going to help you get set up for activity 3, number 1. It says, I'm thinking of two numbers. Second number is half of the first number. The sum is 75. So the first number I'm going to call x because it doesn't tell me anything about the first number. Second number is half of the first, so half of x, 1/2 x. The sum of it is 75, so x plus 1/2 x equals 75. Now I think you should be able to solve that. 1x plus 1/2 is 1.5, or 3/2x equals 75. Now you should be able to solve that for x. Remember, whatever you get for x is the first number. Whatever you get for x, half of it would be the second number, so you need to label. First number equals, second number equals as well. Okay, and once you are done with those guys, you can go ahead and submit. There's a spot right under the module there, just like you have been. Any questions, let me know. You guys have a great day and stay safe.